The royal war of queens, Mary, Letizia, and Charlene locked in a scandalous battle for power. Welcome to BNews. Royal watchers across Europe are whispering louder than ever before, and what they're whispering about is nothing short of explosive. Denmark's Queen Mary, Spain's Queen Letizia, and Monaco's Princess Charlene, three of the most photographed, admired, and scrutinized women in modern monarchy, are said to be locked in a subtle yet scandalous contest for influence, image, and the elusive crown of being Europe's most powerful royal woman. The cameras may show polite smiles, carefully choreographed handshakes, and impeccable designer gowns, but behind the glittering facade, insiders claim there lies a world of rivalry, tension, and unspoken competition. Is it really possible that these three royal icons are entangled in what some are calling the War of the Queens? Or is this simply another storm brewed by palace insiders, fueled by a fascinated public hungry for royal intrigue? Today, August 18, 2025, we peel back the veil of secrecy and explore the whispers that are shaking Europe's royal courts. But before we continue, don't forget to subscribe to BNews, like this video, and join the conversation in the comments, because this royal showdown is far too big to ignore. Queen Mary of Denmark has long been admired for her transformation from an ordinary Australian woman into one of Europe's most respected royals. Known for her elegance, intelligence, and ability to adapt seamlessly into Danish life, Mary has consistently presented herself as a modern queen who embodies both tradition and progress. Her recent rise to the throne alongside King Frederick has cemented her as a central figure in Europe's monarchy. Yet with that new visibility comes inevitable comparisons. And some say Mary is not just being compared, but directly measured against Queen Letizia of Spain and Princess Charlene of Monaco. The question, who best represents the future of royalty? Queen Letizia of Spain, once a celebrated journalist, entered royal life with her own wave of public fascination. She has cultivated an image of independence, sophistication, and at times, quiet defiance of tradition. Her sharp fashion sense, assertive personality, and dedication to causes such as education and health make her stand out in Spain and across Europe. But Letizia has also faced criticism, particularly from those within Spain's traditionalist circles who sometimes find her modern approach too bold. In the broader narrative of Europe's royal women, Letizia is seen as the intellectual, polished, outspoken, and unafraid to take control of her role as queen consort. Her influence, insiders suggest, sometimes stretches beyond ceremonial duties, raising questions about how much power she truly wields behind palace doors. Then there is Princess Charlene of Monaco, a woman whose life has been defined by both glamour and struggle. Once a celebrated Olympic swimmer from South Africa, Charlene's marriage to Prince Albert II thrust her into a life of extraordinary privilege but also extraordinary scrutiny. Her years in Monaco have been marred by speculation, rumors of unhappiness, and persistent stories about her health and personal battles. Yet despite these challenges, Charlene continues to command global attention with her striking presence and undeniable charisma. For many, Charlene is the mystery of the trio, enigmatic, unpredictable, and perhaps the most intriguing of all when it comes to whispers of rivalry. Insiders suggest that the so-called war between these three queens, two reigning, one consort, is less about open conflict and more about image, influence, and the way they are perceived both at home and abroad. Each represents a different version of modern royalty. Mary as the dutiful yet stylish bridge between tradition and change, Letizia as the intellectual powerhouse reshaping the monarchy's role, and Charlene as the enigmatic figure constantly reinventing herself in the public eye. Yet as these narratives collide in media coverage, charity initiatives, and even royal events where their paths cross, the stage is set for constant comparison. And with comparison comes competition. The tension reportedly flared most noticeably during recent European gatherings, where body language analysts noted subtle cues, averted gazes, stiff smiles, and carefully choreographed seating arrangements that seemed to suggest distance rather than camaraderie. When Mary appeared at a joint royal event earlier this year wearing a Danish-designed gown that some fashion critics described as a direct challenge to Letizia's reputation as Europe's best-dressed queen, the press seized on the moment. Headlines screamed of rivalry, and whether or not it was deliberate, the public began asking, Are these queens quietly battling for the spotlight? Fashion, of course, is only one weapon in this supposed royal war. Influence over causes, visibility in international media, and public approval ratings are equally at stake. Queen Mary has leaned heavily into humanitarian work, particularly on issues involving children and health. Letizia has made education and social progress her platform. Charlene, though less public in recent years, has used her appearances to draw attention to global health issues and children's welfare. Each initiative is noble, yet the overlap has sparked whispers that they are competing for the same territory of influence. When two or more of them launch similar campaigns within months of each other, commentators inevitably draw comparisons, feeding the narrative of a rivalry. Of course, palace insiders are quick to deny such claims, insisting that these women respect each other and are united by shared values. Yet even the most polished royal spokespeople cannot silence the speculation that has grown louder with each passing year. Why? Because monarchy thrives on image, and image is, by its nature, competitive. The world of royalty has always been about who shines brightest, who commands the headlines, and who captures the public's imagination. In an era when European monarchies must constantly prove their relevance, the battle for visibility is not just scandalous, it may be necessary for survival. And so, the so-called War of Queens is less about personal dislike and more about positioning. Still, as history reminds us, such positioning can turn into real rivalry if left unchecked. The world has seen countless examples of queens, princesses, and consorts clashing behind the scenes, from the courts of Versailles to the British monarchy. Could Europe now be witnessing a modern version of this age-old drama? What do you think? Is this really a royal war, or simply media magnifying the natural competition of three powerful women?